guys. All right, so in today's video, I have an estate sale haul. This past weekend on Friday, I was gonna meet my mom at an estate sale. I arrived there before her. When I got to the neighborhood, the streets were lined with cars. You could barely get through the streets. Found a place to park. They'd even blocked off one street. And lo and behold, the line for this estate sale was so long, like Disneyland ride long. I waited in that line for an hour. My mom joined me shortly after, and we waited like 50 minutes together. And my mom ended up having to leave, and I decided to leave too, because I wasn't gonna wait another hour to get in to maybe find some stuff. And I also didn't know the price point of this estate sale, and so it really just didn't seem worth it to stay in line. And I was watching everyone bring out these treasures, so I decided to go to a different estate sale while I was in line. I pulled my phone, looked on Facebook, and looked for different estate sales in the area that I was, because I drove like 30 minutes away for the original estate sale. And I found one, so I'm glad I decided to leave, because that line was not worth it. I'd never been to an estate sale of that grandeur. It was in a really expensive neighborhood, and I think just because it was highly advertised on Facebook, it was being sold, everything at the estate sale was being sold by a reputable estate sale company. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna ever come to an estate sale like this again. It's better to buy from estate sales being run by family members, because they price stuff better and they're less well known. I mean, it was just insane, the amount of people that were at this estate sale. It was crazy. I saw the pictures and I understand why people wanted to get in there. The purses and the shoes and everything looked amazing. I even talked about it in one of my past videos going to this estate sale and vlogging. But I'm so glad that I went to the second estate sale, which was only like 15, or actually it was like 17 minutes away from the first estate sale. And it had started also that morning. I was a couple hours in, and so I was hoping I'd find stuff, but I found a lot of clothing goodies, and they are all in this bag. And I wasn't planning on doing a haul for this stuff, but I thought, you know what? I'll just quickly pull out my phone and do a haul of this stuff, because it's pretty good. And the prices were really good. So this is a leather jacket. I can't remember how much she charged me for jackets, either $3 or $5. This one has a few spots that I need to clean up, but this is vintage Cellini, size large. And leather jackets always sell, right? As long as you market them correctly and buy them for not too expensive, they are usually worth the pickup. This was really nice. This is from J. Jill. I think it might be backwards because I'm on selfie mode, but it might correct itself. Sometimes it does that. This is a 1X, which is a plus size, which J. Jill does best in the plus sizes. And this is 100% linen. It is like a green, flowy jacket. We are moving out of linen season, but I was like, they were only charging me, I think like $3 for all the shirts. Everything hung up, like the blouses were like $3 or something. And then they had like a pile on the ground where everything was $2. Well, apparently a lot of stuff in the pile on the ground wasn't actually $2. And she said they'd been put in the wrong place, which I feel like, you know, if you make that mistake, you should honor what the price was. But it was still a good price. I wasn't gonna fight with her. And she was an older woman too. I got this single Corelle plate. Now, I have sold the brand Corelle before. I've sold like a vintage set of 7 Corelle plates. I didn't buy this to resell though. I just love the brand Corelle. Their plates are really quality. And this looks like a retired pattern. Paid 25 cents. There is a little bit of like marks, but this is gonna go in my own personal plate collection, because I personally love Corelle. When I got married, actually, I got a set of Corelle cups, or Corelle plates and bowls, and we still have that to this day. This next piece is from a brand that is really good. I've only ever found it one other time, and I didn't pick it up because I didn't realize how good it is. The brand is Joseph Ribkoff, and this is a really cool, like, zip-up jacket. Kind of has an animal print, but it's covered in sequins, so I thought that was pretty cool. There was also this silk blouse, which I paid $2 for. It's a little sheer, definitely Y2K. The brand is IE, but it's 100% silk, very flowy and beautiful. This was another style-based pickup. This is from the brand Brittany Black. It's a size 3X and it's a poncho. It does have a little pilling here and there. I'm also noticing that this button is kind of loose right here. But ponchos, I feel like, are highly desired when you get to like fall time. And so I have a good feeling that that's gonna do well. Next piece is from the brand this isn't from Bob Mackie. This is from Quaker Factory. And this can do pretty well in the large sizes, sell for bread and butter pricing. This is a size extra large. It's a blue jacket, and then it has like gold striping along the collar and the cuffs. And there is like these kind of like button cutout details on the pockets. What I like about Quaker Factory is like their pieces are very artsy. Probably why I was thinking Bob Mackie when I pulled it out of the bag. Next piece, this one is from Bob Mackie. Okay, I thought there was a Bob Mackie in here. I've picked up a few Bob Mackie pieces in the past. They sell pretty well for me for bread and butter pricing, so I try not to pay too much for them. And they do especially well in the plus sizes. Some people only buy plus size Bob Mackie. This is a jacket, and it has a really cool kind of like cutout embroidered detail on the back, as well as on the front and the cuffs. So that's a really cool like blue artsy jacket. When I first started reselling, I remember, I think it was actually my first ever thrifting trip, I bought like this Bob Mackie artsy set. It was like a jacket and pants, and I ended up selling that on Mercari for a good penny. That was my experience starting off with Bob Mackie. I tried looking all the silk pieces over really quickly, or really thoroughly, excuse me, but I was also trying to be quick about it. This is vintage Merona, 100% silk, size extra large. It's a very fun lime green color with a white colorway. I like to pick up vintage silk pieces as long as I'm not paying more than $2 for them. This one is a really cute Y2K piece. This is from Zoe Beth. It's a size 1X. It kind of has a baby doll cut. It has some eyelet details, but I'm gonna put the keyword coquette for that piece. This piece is from, I believe it's from Express, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this is Express. I think it's a newer piece. It's a size 1-2, but I feel like it could fit like maybe a size 4. It has a ribbon waist, and it has sequins that kind of like ombre sequin to the bottom. Mesh detailing, that would be so cute to wear to like a New Year's Eve party. Okay, this is a really good Y2K goodie. This is from the brand New York City Design Co. It's a size extra large, and the shell is made of 100% silk, and then the lining is polyester. But this is a beautiful, whimsical, whimsy goth top. It has a baby doll cut, sheer, wide sleeves. I mean, that piece is really pretty. I feel like that would do well on Depop, although sometimes things that I think that will sell well on Depop don't. This is also from New York City & Co., although this one's a size large, not an extra large, and this one also has silk and polyester. And I love the colorway of this one. If this was my size, I would totally keep it because I just love the colorway. Baby doll cut again, and the wide kind of like balloon sheer sleeve. She had like a bunch of like random brands that are good, mixed in a bunch of like stained stuff and like not good vintage stuff. This is from Norma Kamali. I've sold this brand one time before, and I think I have like one other piece from Norma Kamali listed. This is just like a stretchy, is that cheetah print or leopard print? Anyway, animal print, long sleeve top. I feel like that's cute for fall. Very avant-garde on that one. I think this is another silk piece. Yeah, this is from Jojo, J-O-U. 100% silk, size large. This one is very Y2K. I love the colorway on this one too. Very pretty, just very girly. So this one, oh, this is nice. Now this one has some like wear to the suede, which I'm not gonna try to clean up, okay? But I know that you can clean up suede, so I'm gonna just sell it as is for probably like bread and butter pricing. The brand is Margaret Godfrey, size large, but it's a black suede coat jacket. And it just needs a little bit of cleaning up. There's some wear along the collar, but you could clean that up and make it really, really nice. And I feel like suede jackets sell even better than leather jackets because they kind of fit into the Western aesthetic a little bit better. Next, we have have a pair of Coldwater Creek pants. Coldwater Creek is a brand I will sometimes get. I find it often at the bins. This is just a pair of pants. Nothing particularly interesting about these, but they are new with tags. Looks like they retailed for $80, $79.95. So they are the natural fit boot cut leg. So kind of like a dressier pair of pants, but I think those will do well. I honestly don't understand why people have things in their closet that are new with tags that they've never worn. Because if I have something new with, like if I buy something brand new, I, make sure for sure I'm gonna actually wear it, because I rarely buy stuff brand new. I like to thrift my stuff. This is a piece from Chico's. I did leave a few Chico's pieces behind. I actually sold 2 Chico's pieces today, one on Poshmark, one on eBay, for like really low amounts, but I paid really low amounts for them. So I really like to sell Chico's for like bread and butter pricing. I really liked the colorway on this, the pattern. It's a really cool jacket. It's textured, and I think I paid $5 for that one. I also paid $5 for this dress, and I originally thought this was only gonna be $2 because it was in the pile of stuff on the ground, which I had to, dig through. And then she's like, oh, that one's actually $5. So that's fine. It's this vintage Joestar made in USA dress, and it's a size medium. And I just love this piece. It's like maxi length. Look at the colorway, so pretty, stretchy. I just love the mixed media going on there. And then she was charging like $5 for all these fancy heels, but they were really, really crappy brands and like well worn. This is the only pair of shoes I got. I've sold this brand a few times. The brand is Gianni Binny. I got them because of the brand, kind of, but they're in excellent condition, a really cute like Y2K style block heel. So I did pay $5 for these. I don't often pick up heels to sell. Like sometimes I'll pick up heeled boots, but in terms of like stilettos and like just, dress heels, I don't often buy them to resell because, they're more of like an event piece, kind of like selling formal dresses. They just take a while to sell, but I did want to get those. And then I got this little like black and white TV. She's like, how much do you want to spend for it? Because I asked her how much she wanted to sell it for. I was set at $5 and she said, oh, I was thinking 10. And then she's like, how about 8? And so I paid 8, and comps looked like $30 to $40. So we'll see on that one. And then I just bought this. This is Permatex. It's flowable silicone windshield and glass sealer. I only paid $1 for this, and I looked up comps, and like they're selling for $14 on eBay. And I do like to dabble in hard goods, so I'm gonna list this for probably like $14, and we'll see how it sells. There was like this one room in the house full of just like random like house goods, like light bulbs and a bunch of other stuff. There was also like this flip phone from Verizon, and I looked into it and it didn't seem like it had a lot of worth, but I thought it was so cool. I was like, it would be so cool to have a flip phone, and I like tried flipping it or closing it on my chin like the cool kids did back in the day. But alas, I couldn't find comps on eBay, so I did not buy that. But that is everything for the haul. I felt like it was bigger than that when I was pulling it into my car and everything, but that was a pretty decent haul, right? I think I spent around $65, and I got some really cool vintage pieces, really nice material makeup, and then a few really nice obscure brands like Joseph Ribkoff and Norma Kamali. But that is it for the estate sale haul. Thank you so much for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.